que necesitamos. Y ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and he hasn't said anything. Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! Porque la Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
Good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday for everybody that is watching. God bless everybody that is watching. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice News. God bless everybody that is watching. God bless my country of Mexico, my city of Tijuana. And God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. This is a situation that has been going on for more than a week now, where the organized crime has taken control more than, we know that the organized crime and the cartels have taken over control of a lot of borders. And this has been happening for, the longest of time in the borders of Colombia and Venezuela. But a week ago, there was a confrontation between the La FARC, that is the most dangerous cartel of distribution of cocaine in the world, with the armed forces of Venezuela. It is a border that is located in the immediations of Arauca, Colombia, connected with Venezuela and the river. That is almost exactly the same as the border between Tapachula and Mexico. This exacerbated the situation, and to the point that almost 4,000 migrants fled from Venezuela in that particular part to Arauca, Colombia. That is the border that is connected to Colombia. And now Colombia, until this point, look at the numbers. Colombia, until this point, has taken over 2 million migrants from Venezuela, that they have come from all parts of the world, from Haiti, from Venezuela specifically, and from other parts of the Middle East. This has completely created a humongous problem in that particular part of the border, where now socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro hasn't said anything. He has said that, they're trying to take control of the border, but we all know that Nicolas Maduro, it is, collided and working. It was speculated by the ex-director William Barr that he was working with the organization of the FARC, the United States of America, put a bounty of Nicolas Maduro for $15 million. And the intern president, Juan Guaido, was the one that took over the country because of this enormous situation. Now, let us look at right now this article that it was released about a week ago, where, this situation, it is going to be affecting not only the borders between Colombia and Venezuela, but Colombia and Chile. As we have been talking to our colleagues at Chile, also, we did an interview with our colleagues at Chile on Friday of Carlos de Contracultura, a page that has almost 170,000 followers at YouTube. And we did an interview with them talking about the terrorism that is occurring right now in the part of Chile. This is insecurity at our borders enormously being taken over by the organized crime. As this article says right here, almost 4,000 people moved and they are replaced at the borders between the Venezuelan army and armed groups of the Colombian, practically Colombian organization, the FARC. That is the cartel that is mostly known for the best distribution of cocaine around Central America. I will put this video for everybody that is watching. I will put this video right here for you guys to watch, and I will translate as the video is going. This enormously is going to be affecting due to the fact that all these people, some of them migrate to the north, some of them migrate to another South American country. A lot of them, they go and migrate to Colombia, they stay in Colombia, and a lot of them migrate to Chile. A lot of them migrate up north to a Central American country, or inevitably their dream is to migrate now to Mexico, and from there to migrate to the United States of America. This is a problem now. A lot of the Colombian people are getting extremely upset, and they are concerned that a lot of terrorists are coming through the borders of Venezuela into the borders of Colombia. This is a situation which is aggravated, and it needs to be addressed. And now supposedly world organizations like ACNUR and also International Commission of Human Rights, they are in that particular part of Arauca, where more than 4,000 migrants have been exiled from the borders of Venezuela. This is a cartel war. This is a war that is occurring right now in the borders. And, it is amazing that nobody's broadcasting this. Amazing that the left in the United States of America is not saying anything about this, because this is a complication of insecurities. And ultimately, it is a mass migration that is occurring right now in that particular part. Check out this video.
Casi 4.000 venezolanos han cruzado la frontera colombo-venezolana, cerrada por la pandemia, después de los intensos enfrentamientos en el estado de Apure.
Almost 4,000 migrants have crossed to the borders from the border of Apure, Venezuela, to Arauca due to the confrontations between La FARC, the organization, the cartel organization, La FARC, and also, the Venezuelan government.
El ejército bolivariano y disidentes de la guerrilla colombiana FARC. Atropellos de todo.
Between the FARC and the Venezuelan government. And the lady goes, we're suffering from everything. Why are you exiting from there? From fear. From what else? From fear. Fear of my kids, fear of my children. That's why I'm exiting from there. The Venezuelans, and to where there's more than 1,600 kids in this camp. More than 1,600 kids. Holy cow. In this camp in Arauca, Colombia. This is amazing. More than 1,600 kids flee to this camp. Let me put the video on again.
De seguridad a la población colombiana de Arauquita, huyendo de los bombardeos y choques que comenzaron el fin de semana en los pueblos fronterizos.
All these migrants are running away from, the violence and the bombing that it was occurring between Arauquita, that is the border that is connected to Colombia, and also Apure, that is the border that connects to Venezuela.
Las autoridades colombianas y organizaciones de derechos humanos han habilitado 15 albergues y
or international organizations, they have, habilitated more than 15 shelters for all this mass migration. They are talking about a humanitarian crisis. Look what the Colombian journalist is saying. For all you leftists in the United States, it is a humanitarian crisis, and they're calling it a challenge over there in the United States. And journalists in Colombia are calling it a humanitarian crisis. It's amazing. My dad, they kidnapped him and they took him. His name is Jose Rico. He's an innocent farmer. Why are they taking him? It's from the community. He has nothing to do with no organized crime. And the war that is happening over there in the borders. So we want we want people to help us. Because we want to try to find our father. We don't know anything about him.
En Caracas, el presidente de la Asamblea Nacional advirtió que no permitirá que grupos armados delincuentes del país vecino atenten contra su país.
In Caracas, the interim president said that he's not going to allow organized crime to be attempting the lives of the people in Apure.
Alegando que los hechos son el resultado del conflicto armado interno que Colombia no ha sabido responder.
It is a conflict. It is an internal conflict that the Colombian government has not been able to respond. Why they haven't not been able to respond is simply, it's a lot of money, people. It is the country that distributes more cocaine in the world. It is the organization that distributes more cocaine in the world. And it is about property. It is about dominance. It is about control. And this completely, ultimately it leads to people to flee and to people to exile that particular part into, the borders of Arauquita, that is Colombia.
Las hostilidades militares que se han presentado en el hermano país de Venezuela, donde han involucrado población civil.
The activity that has been occurring in the part of Venezuela where there has been, civil police. They have to interfere civil police to defend ourselves. This is Yacir Robles, an activist from Colombia.
Si la población civil no tiene culpa de las diferencias o los choques bélicos que tengan las organizaciones, llámense legales o extralegales.
Por su parte,
the people don't have the fault of what is happening right now. And this is
volvió a acusar a Venezuela de albergar a miembros de grupos armados ilegales.
And the Colombian government has put the guilt on Venezuela for arming irregular and illegal people in the borders of Venezuela. This is a problem that has been occurring, and also it's not a problem that has only been affecting this inevitably has a trickle effect, people. And I will tell you why. This is why the United States is complaining that a lot of infiltrated intelligence from Chavistas, that is from Venezuela, and also a lot of organizations of terror organizations, they are already installed in Chile. So this is all coming from particular countries like Venezuela that is suffering socialism, that is suffering insecurities, that is suffering cartel activity into a mass activity that is difficult, so difficult to be controlled. Inevitably, it has an effect of people migrating, infiltrated all the way to the north. That is our country of Mexico, and from here to the United States of America. Now, let us look at this article that it says right here. Let us look at this article that it says right here on the bottom. It says, the director of migration of Colombia, Juan Francisco Espinosa, he emitted a declaration on the 25th of March. Well, he said that they are assuring 3,961 people of the ones 2,536 are from Venezuela, and they are going through a humanitarian emergency. This is a result of the terrorist incursion in territory of Venezuela. This is what Nicolas Maduro, socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro, has given to his people. As it is a reality, the insecurity in that country, it is enormous, people. It is enormous. And this mass migrations that they're occurring in South America, a lot of people right now in the United States are saying, what does this have to do, Oscar? No. You got to put attention to what is happening right now in South America, because all of this is coming up. And this, it's people running away from fear of this war, man. This war that is created by organizations of cartels like the FARC, that is, a complete distributor of cocaine around the world, and they want to complete dominate every border. And it has been a war between borders of Apure and Arauquita, that is between Venezuela and also, Colombia. Now, these were statements, and, the refugees are saying that they have received abuse from the military of Venezuela. One migrant says, when the bombs landed, I felt nervous. In one home, my grandfather died. One kid of 8 years old and another kid of 9 years old and his mother died in these bombings. Look what it says right here on the bottom of this article. People in the north and in the West Hemisphere, they're not categorizing this as a crisis. It gets me so upset, man. The crisis of tension on the borders between Colombia and Venezuela. Poor people, man. The situation occurs in the borders, and it is a tense situation, and actually, it's been a scenario of major exodus around the world, with thousands of Venezuelans that they crossed to Colombia fleeing poverty. Why poverty? Because of socialism and socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro, and also ultimately the activity of cartel activity between the organizations of the FARC. The Minister of Exterior Relations of Venezuela, Jorge Arreaza, he said, every intent to violate the integrity of the territory of Venezuela, it will have a contended reaction. But this has escalated into a point that now there is a war between that particular part of those countries, and that ultimately led for almost 4,000 people to flee their country. Amazing. This is amazing. More than 4,000 people. And the numbers that they're giving out right now of people that they have fled from Venezuela to Colombia, it is absolutely amazing. More than 2 million people since the globalist compacts of immigration has started. More than 2 million people have fled from Venezuela to Colombia, as Venezuela is being used ultimately also as a trampoline, as Mexico is being used as a trampoline to get to the United States. Venezuela, it is also a trampoline to get to Colombia. And from Colombia, a lot of people migrate to Chile. As we were talking to our contacts and colleagues over there in Chile, they're saying there's a lot of terrorist organizations, Oscar, over here in Chile. A lot of them come from Venezuela. We have been receiving a lot of people from Venezuela that they migrate through Colombia, and from Colombia over here to our country of Chile. And from here, they are, operating onto the north. It is amazing the operandi of all these organizations that they are, practically taking over borders, as we are seeing exactly the same situation, and it is so related as what is happening between the borders of Mexico and the United States of America. The organized crime taking over control of the borders between Mexico and the United States. You saw the situation of Ted Cruz and Bronzeville, how was Ted Cruz explaining the situation with the organized crime and the other side of Mexico. You saw the situation, how it's being controlled at every border, and it is also, ultimately a horrific event yesterday, as a migrant from Honduras was kidnapped by the organized crime over here in Mexico, and they made a viral video asking for a exaggerated amount of money for this life of this individual, this young kid that his dream was to go to the United States of America, and he was leaving his country. Now he is kidnapped. And they are, practically asking for money in his family in Honduras. It is a horrible crisis that is occurring right now. It is as people are fleeing every part of South America and ultimately, Central America and now our country of Mexico. It is a horrible situation, which is there's not enough control of security. We need more security. These countries need help. That's what they need. They need help. And until these globalist organizations don't do anything, and ultimately the corrupt governments and the corrupt politicians and people don't stand up for the rights against these organizations, man, people are going to run out of exile out of every country. And it's going to be an enormous exodus around the world, as it is happening right now in South America, as it is happening right now in Honduras. People are exiting their country because of irregular activities and also globalist, indoctrinations that they are implementing on people. This is going to continue, and it is so sad, the situation that is occurring between the borders of Venezuela and Colombia. So sad that people have to leave their border because of an illegal activity of territory dominance between a cartel and between the actual government, and to see who dominates and to see who takes control. This has been occurring for the longest of time, but right now it is a huge number, which, as you were hearing right now, more than 15 shelters have already taken more than 4,000 migrants, which almost 1,600 children on those 4,000 migrants. 1,600 children, for God's sake. Wow. We are going to continue to give more information during the day, specifically on this topic, and see, we have a contact over there, and see if we can talk to him today or probably tomorrow to give information about what actually it is happening at the borders of Arauca and Apure, in between Arauca, Colombia, and Apure, Venezuela. Horrible. You can follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero. You can follow him at Facebook, YouTube, Parler, Orbeez, Rumble, and also at every application. Also, Will Johnson and Ben Berquan and Real America's Voice News. You can download the app at rumble.com, and also you can follow me and Facebook and my platform, Facebook, as Oscar Blue, and also at YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, and also at Rumble and Instagram, and my channel at Telegram. God bless you all. My God, people. Something needs to change. This is too much. Stay safe. And like we always say, peace and love, everybody, because always your country's first. God bless.
Y ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and he hasn't said anything. Espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best. Sacrifice for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! Porque la Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.